I have mixed emotions about this next story that we're going to get into, and that is the passing of Bishop Eddie Long, the controversial Bishop Eddie Long. The, you know, I mean, there's not a lot good things that I can say about Bishop Eddie Long. We've talked about him on this show, and while I've criticized other men of faith, religious people over the years, Eddie Long, the problems that I have with Eddie Long are different. Now, while some pastors are just pimping this thing out with regards to taking money from their congregation members, and we've spoken about that, or other pastors who prey on the ladies in the church and have different relationships with the women in the church. We've talked about that. But Bishop Eddie Long, he's different. He was someone who was accused of molesting boys in the church, young men in the church. And I don't care how you spin it, I don't care how you try to flip it, these things happened. Now, many church members left, many church members stayed, a lot of church members making excuses for the behavior of the so-called Bishop Eddie Long. Now, the other weird thing, maybe it's not weird, but if you can see the weight loss that Eddie Long has gone through in recent years, but they're saying that he passed away from an aggressive form of cancer. That's what they're saying. Now, I don't know. It looks kind of weird. What was the form of cancer? Why wouldn't he speak about it? Maybe he could, help people. Yeah, that's what bishops like to do, allegedly. But the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church senior pastor Eddie Long has passed away of some unnamed illness. Now, I don't know if we can believe what the church is saying, because the church is covered up for so-called Bishop Eddie Long for many years, and his behavior has been tolerated by many people, but there has been much speculation about his health. He posted a video last year of him looking extremely thin, but he never disclosed the nature of his illness. Like he never disclosed his fondness for touching boys. But, and I don't want to hear people say, and you can say it, but because he's passed away, that doesn't mean that we can't speak about the things that he did. And Bishop Eddie Long did a lot of fucked up shit, right? Now, maybe he did some good things, and I've heard a lot of people talk about Bishop Eddie Long did this for me, and Bishop Eddie Long did that for me. Okay, good. Bravo. But what about the foul shit that Bishop Eddie Long did? We can't only, when somebody passes away, you can't only talk about the good stuff. You got to talk about the bad stuff too. Now, it's not disrespecting the person if the person did foul shit when they were alive. It's disrespectful if when the person passes away, then you just try to act like, those things didn't happen just because he passed away. Now, Bishop Eddie Long did Christmas Eve service and did a New Year's Eve service. That's the last time he was down in the in the church speaking to people, being the hypocrite that he is. He's been absent at several services during the recent months, but he found a way to squirm his slimy ass into church Christmas and New Year's Eve. First Lady Vanessa Long, his wife of 27 years. Now, you want to talk about embarrassments. People talk about, a facade. She stayed with him 27 years. That's whatever. They got 4 kids. He has 4 children. Yet the accusations against him were, I do want to say this part, charges were dropped, and it was settled out of court. He paid these people off. Now, different other people could pay people off, but this man of the cloth, allegedly, you know what I mean? Because the things that he did, and he's not the only one. He's not the only one. I try to call out all fake preachers, prophets, bishops, pastors, every chance that I get. And I've gone in on Eddie Long numerous times. I don't even understand how people can go to this church. This is worse than going to Jamal Bryant's church. This is worse than going to Creflo Dollar's church. The person in charge of the church is a child molester. Let's just think about that for a minute. And family members of him, okay, I guess I can understand you being sad for that, but I don't know. I don't know. 2010, these lawsuits came about, but the word was on the street about Bishop Eddie Long before former New Birth members came forward. Let's name some of these guys. Anthony Flagg, Spencer Lee Grande, Jamal Paris, and Maurice Robinson all alleged that Bishop used his influence, trips, gifts, and jobs to coerce them into sexual relationships. Now, if these were girls, then people would definitely look at this negatively. They're boys, that's negative as well. But I do want to say that there are people that feel that Eddie Long has helped them and done nice things for them. But I don't know. I think that his legacy is that of a child molester, that of a false prophet, a hypocrite, and just a fucked up individual. But I do want to say this. The family is mourning, and church members are mourning. As I said, survived by First Lady Elder Vanessa Long, the 4 kids, Eric, Edward, Jared, and Taylor, plus 3 grandchildren. So I don't know if his illness was what a lot of people think that it was, but it certainly looks like a little bit more than cancer. But I'm not a doctor. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. He definitely is in a better place. I don't know if he's in a better place. He's in another place. Where that place is, I don't know. 63 years old, of DeKalb County, Georgia.